Okay, so I listened to it once again, this time with score. So there are some more detailed things that I notice when I listen with score. So the first thing that I heard is I was talking when I was listening without score, general thing, that there was not enough time between the transition between the fortissimo and the piano, which is between bar 4 and 5. So we're going from bar 4. And then to the piano. And it's nicer to kind of disconnect it in a way. It kind of, the way I play it on the recording, it seems like it's together melded, and that doesn't sound good, because it really is something new. It's a transition between fortissimo to piano. That's quite an abrupt transition, and you need to not mesh that together. So perhaps something experimenting with pedal. I don't know. I'm not going to experiment with pedal at the moment. No, that's ugly. So I will do that experimentation not here with you, because we're just talking about the recording and listening, but that would be something to work on, how to make it a little bit more separated and not melded together. But already taking time would help. So the next thing I wrote was bar 6. I'm not actually closing the phrase well enough, so if you want, just write these things down and listen back, see if you can catch the same thing. I'll play it from bar 6 here. The phrase, it needs to be a little milder, because if you hit that note, if you hit that last chord, it sounds a little bit, I'll show it to you. It sounds a little bit square, a little bit wooden. If ever you hear somebody playing, or ever you hear yourself back in a recording and you have the idea it sounds kind of like wooden, like kind of harsh, square, that has to do with you not ending your phrases. So ending your phrases mean you relax at the end of the phrase, and you also dynamically you make a decrescendo. So that is very important to make the music flow and to make it sound round and beautiful instead of like vertical. And I would say that this prelude is very difficult to play nicely because it is only chords. And in piano, it simply is difficult to play slow chords like that, because all the things that the chords do, or any tone does on the piano, is make a natural decrescendo. So whatever chord you play, it goes down in sound, and the next chord you play almost automatically gets an accent. And that's why it's so difficult to play this prelude or anything else with a similar structure. It's so difficult to play it in a way that sounds singing and fluent. And that's definitely one of the things that I noticed in my recording as well. I didn't mention it, but it does sound a bit chopped. I didn't mention it because it is prima vista, the way I played it. So I know that will ripen with time. But if you want an exercise on how to make it sound less clunky, what I would do is, instead of the chords, I would play the melody, the top note. I would play it, just play it with a fingering that's comfortable playing, to get it in your ear. So that is the exercise that I would do. That is the exercise that I would do in order to try to make it sound less clunky. So you'll already have a better feeling of phrasing simply by doing that just once. That now, for example, I noticed that immediately, because I did this exercise, I noticed that this note, I'll circle it for you, was too loud. So this is a really great exercise just in between to do if you have a similar structure and if you're finding that your playing is sounding a little clunky. Okay, so moving on, bar 7, that's the next thing that I heard. Bar 7 was actually too much dynamically. So we're in piano, and I think that the sense of drama, it's already passed. We've had the fortissimo. So in the piano, we want to not make too many waves. We want to not increase the sound too much, not too much drama. We want this kind of quietness. We want this kind of, I don't know, not too much going on here in this section of the piece. So in bar 7, I thought I made just a little bit too much dynamically. That's easy to fix, of course. And then in bar 9, the next thing that I heard is that I had the idea to press the una corda pedal. I had it actually a tad late. I played the first chord here, since I said I was playing in prima vista. I played the first chord here in bar 9. And then I realized, oh, actually, I would like the sound to be even more different. And then I pressed the left pedal, the una corda pedal. I pressed it actually on the second quarter note. So just go back and see if you can hear that change in sound. It would be interesting to know if you can hear that already. Just try to listen a couple of times if you can't catch it from the first. People always think like it's a talent to hear. It's, yes, okay, sure, you can be talented, but ears can be 100% trained. You just have to listen, and you will train your ears. They will get better and better, you'll see. Let me see, bar 11, I was not happy with the balance there. These are really, really tiny things, of course, but it's always good to pay attention to these kinds of things. And I'm talking about the last chord. To make sure, yeah, I'm still not very happy with that. The sound difference is too much, so it's the F is too loud or the E flat is too soft. One of the things, it's not. That's maybe a little better. So that's something to work on. And then the ending, it's written a crescendo, which I didn't catch actually the first time that I played it. And I'm definitely not doing that. The ending is way too shy, and the ending should be more dramatic. These are all things that I would work on. To honestly listen back to see if that was enough drama, if it was too few drama. But these are the things that I wrote down just from hearing it once. So something like that is what it would look like if you listen back to your recordings. So that's what I would do. That's what Dimitar and I like to do once listening back, just to get a really general impression. And the funny thing is that we never try to put too much effort. We really try to listen to the piece as if you're public. So really to get the first impression of the music, not trying too hard, but simply writing down what you notice, what you miss, or what you like, what you don't like. And then the second time, really taking the score and looking at any detail that you would notice. And I would absolutely advise that you go back once more and listen to the recording, write down the things that I said and see if you can hear them. Because I think that's one of the most important things when you want to train your ears. That's how I did it. Dimitar mentioned all these things to me. I just listened again and again. And my teachers mentioned these things to me. And then I listened back as often as it took for me to also hear it. And that's simply how you train your ears. You don't have to think that you're limited by what you can hear at the moment. You just listen, and get a lot of knowledge, play a lot of pieces, and your hearing will improve. And then also, of course, your playing will improve. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you again next week.